Hello, Live to Roll fam. We are back with another Women's Disability Show. I'm your host for the day, Brianna Wheeler, and today's topic is going to be living with CP. So we have our lovely guests here today, which I'll let them introduce in a second. We're just going to get into living life with cerebral palsy, how that is for these ladies. My name is Brianna. For those of you who don't know, I was injured about 7 years ago. Oh, it is actually 7 years already. I'm so used to saying about. It actually was March 20th. So 7 years since I was wrongfully shot. And I live in Los Angeles, California. So let's go to Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna Montana. I am the owner and founder of a disability awareness program called TPRA on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I am also an advocate leader for the University of Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you so much, Anna. Brianna, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brianna Wheeler. I'm from Newport Beach, California. I use this communication device to speak.
Thank you so much. So she's going to be using her communication device, and we're just going to be working through it. If you guys have any questions in the comments, feel free to ask them. We can still ask random questions, and we can still get into all the kinds of different things. If you guys are here live watching us, just tell us who you are, where you're from, what you're doing today. We love comments. So I'll be going through them throughout the live show and answering you guys. If you guys just want to say, hey, if you guys are here for Anna, you guys can feel free to say that as well, and I'll give you a shout out throughout the live. Okay, so getting into our first question, how does CP affect your body? So I know this is kind of a wide range question because CP can affect you in so many different ways, I'm sure. But Anna, how would you describe CP affecting your body?
So I have one half the hundred Pavina Terrible Pony, which means that my whole body is affected, including my feet. As you may probably hear, I have a very tiny heat impairment, but other than that, like I said, I use a walker her time to help me get around, and sometimes even a wheelchair, depending on where I'm going and if I would have to walk a long way. I do have you one hand. Otherwise, I am impaired. You can probably tell a little bit between my two hands. My right side is the most impaired side with my CP. But I use the walker. I 100% understand what people are telling me. So while CP can be a intellectual disability for some, mine is only a physical disability, and I only require mobility help to help me do daily living activities, such as getting dressed, driving, making my meals, and any other personal hygiene need that I may have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I have a follow-up question for you. So has your mobility progress declined over the years since you were younger?
No, actually, I have gotten better with my mobility because I took it so as many of you can probably relate. When COVID hit, I had nothing to do. So I started working out like a mad woman. And I started doing my treadmill on a daily basis, and I'm also an adaptive horseback rider. And by doing those two things, it has really helped my mobility, which I am really grateful for. I haven't lost my ability to do anything yet, and I hope I never will. However, I don't know. You never know as you
Mm-hmm.
age.
Yes, of course. And that's for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Brianna? How does CP affect your body?
I was born with a lifelong condition that affects my every move. I have damage to the basal ganglia, part of my brain, and that is what controls speech and movement. My condition is cerebral palsy. I use a wheelchair to get around. I have to always be looking for wheelchair ramps and wheelchair parking. I can talk, but it's hard to understand me, so I use a communication device, either my phone or my iPad.
Okay, and my follow-up question for you is it frustrating when people can't understand you, or have you gotten comfortable using your device? And then while she's answering that, Anna, I'm going to go to the next question for you. So how was growing up for you with CP? And were you ever ashamed of your disability, or were you prideful, empowered? How was that for you kind of growing up?
So in elementary school, I feel like you are like a normal person because you are intubated. At least for me, I was in a normal classroom and had a para, and I feel like people at a younger age don't really like see you as different. But as you get older into the high school age, that's when people really want to notice like where they want to be, who they want to hang out with, they don't want to hang out with. So all the way up to high school, I was fine, and then in high school, not only did my peers but my teacher kind of wanted to plot me in with the disabled students. And
Mm-hmm.
no matter what I said, they were like, no, I don't want to do that. They wanted me to do that, and no one would talk to me, or they would talk to me in school, but not talk to me out of school. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
no matter if I text them or not, they did not respond. So that's kind of why I wanted my YouTube channel, because I was like, if nobody's gonna listen to the words coming out of my mouth, I'm gonna have to pick up my phone and video every little thing until I get my point across. And luckily for me, I did find 2 or 3 people who are uh who were and who still are to this day my ride or die. But it was really hard to find those people because I feel like when your older people are ashamed, uh, hanging around with the disabled person. And
Mm-hmm.
I was not ashamed that I had my disability. I was disappointed in society that they were ashamed to see someone like me. I was like, well, I'm not ashamed of it, but obviously they are.
Okay, I love that attitude. Do you feel like your family had a big play in that?
Um, no, I'm figuring it out. Even though my family has never once they said, "Oh, he's been disabled," and they always see me as a normal person. But I
Mhm,
also think that I built that immunity up for
mhm.
myself. If that makes sense.
I love that. Okay, Brianna, are you ready for us?
Yeah.
Great.
I gotten comfortable using my communication device. Without it, I would truly be lost. Technology has come a long way. I used to have a Dynabox that was 40 pounds I would have to lug around.
Yeah, that's super hard, but I'm glad that you got uncomfortable with it. I mean, there's something very empowering about that. And I think you joining the community, I see you around all the ladies and coming to the events too. And I really think that I've seen a growth in you and how confident you become as well in yourself and in using your devices. So I love that. So let's see. So Anna, when did you, so you said that you were kind of in with like the normal kids. When did you start like really hanging out with other people that had a disability? Have you ever? Do you have other friends with disabilities? Are you a part of the community? You said that you're a part of BBS.
Yeah. So I in high school I wasn't really involved with other people with disability. Even though I had classes with them, I really didn't hang out with them. Not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't really know what I was doing at
Mhm.
a whatever that was. So when I became 2020 during the pandemic, I was about to graduate high school, and I want to do YouTube and social media for a time. And then how I wanted to find the disability community on social media, and that's how I found about the Babe Society. And then I wanted being recognized by my disability advocate that I hire and to help me with various needs. And he said, "Why you have the power for advocate? Why don't you get involved in your local community?" And I was like, "How the heck do I do that?" There are
Uh-huh.
actually people who are like me in my community, like, please tell me where they're at. I one of them. I mean, I had one in my middle school who was in a walker, but that's the only person I saw. So
Mhm.
I ended up going to a disability advocacy kind of group, and the director of that group, who is now my boss, said to me, he was, "Hey, we're looking for someone who understands disability, hypotransition. You're a really powerful advocate. Hey, do you want to come work for the university?" And I said, yeah, I do. So, so now that's where I really met people with disability, because
Okay.
I'm president of an advocacy society, so now I hang out with disabled people all the time. But I didn't for a year on end. I didn't know where to find them.
Yeah. That's a lot of people's story in the beginning, believe it or not. Yeah. Um, so Brianna, for you, how were you ashamed of your disability? Were you empowered? How was growing up for you and why?
From an early age, as far as I can remember, I decided I would live my life with purpose and meaning, and most importantly, help others every chance I get. I embraced my disability because of my loving parents and siblings. My parents believed in me and said I could do anything that I set my mind to. Growing up, my siblings did a lot of sports. I did a lot of adaptive sports. Adaptive sports are something I could do alongside my siblings. I just did it differently, my own unique way. When you are born into a design for you, you can often be left in the shadows. But with adaptive sports stuff and technology, I could do what my siblings do.
I love that. I think that that's so important as well. And I'm going to ask you the same question about the disability community. So, growing up, did you know a lot of other people that were disabled, or when did you kind of find the community and how has that helped you? Okay, and then while you're answering, we're going to go to the next one for you, Anna, which is what is the hardest and best part about having CP? If you have to say a couple of things, or you got to just like, summarize it or throw a couple of things inside of there, however you want to word it, it's fine.
The hardest thing about having disability would be having to plan everything out. I work, and I work, and to be able to work, depending on if I have in-person meetings or not, I have
Mhm.
to have somebody take me, because I can't drive. I can't know my back when I needed to. But like in today's day and age, we don't have enough direct support professionals to go around to everyone that needs it. So like when I'm planning, I don't want my mommy and daddy, mowing with me to my bedtime or dirt nap. So
Yeah.
that's the hardest thing is to find people that can actually support me, and then the moment sometimes where there is no one but mom and dad, and that makes me really frustrated, even though I miss them very much. The best part of having a disability is I like to say a lot of the opportunity that I have today I would not have unless I was disabled.
Mm-hmm.
So the best
1,000%. Yeah, I feel both of those things a lot. It's definitely hard having to feel like you could do something if you were just a little bit more able, and having to ask for those rides sometimes can be hard. And not only that, but sometimes when your plans get ruined and it's like, I could just do it myself if I really wanted to, but I can't. There's no way that I can do it. And that can be so frustrating sometimes as well. But you're right in the fact of like the community and everything that you get to, all the people you get to teach and, get to show what you can do. And being on this podcast even is all to be grateful for being in this community. I love being disabled because it has opened my eyes and my life to so many great opportunities, so many great people. And that's why I consider it one of my blessings. Okay, Brianna, are you ready to answer your question?
Yeah.
I grew up with the disability community. My best friend has cerebral palsy, actually. I'm lucky to have parents that would drive me or sign me up to any activities that my heart desires.
I love that so much. Okay, let's read some of the comments that are going on because we're getting a couple over here. So, How I Roll says, hello, ladies. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know much about CP, so time to learn. Yes, always an opportunity to learn. Glenda says, hi. Kenneth says, interesting videos of Anna and Brianna. Ben sent us a super sticker. Thank you so much, Ben, for supporting us. You know that we love you so much. How I Roll. I want to say thank you to Brianna for doing this show and having the patience to communicate and educate. I take my ability to speak for granted because I can't say that word right now. I know how to say it, you guys. Sorry, my brain just doesn't work right sometimes. Because it doesn't affect my speech. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it is hard. That's definitely eye-opening for sure. Live to Roll. Oh, that's us. I'm like, what the hell? Live to Roll. I was so confused right now, Sean. Okay. Hi, Roll. Okay, speech. Okay. Sorry, I was just going through them really quick. There's a little bit of a scramble. Sorry, my brain is not cooperating with me. Yeah, it's definitely can be difficult, but we do appreciate you guys taking the time to learn because I know there are a lot of people out there that might click on this video and have CP and say, I don't want to do it because I have a speech impairment, and they're going to see you on here still doing it and still being brave, and that's going to push them to go outside of their limits, and to grow themselves, empower themselves, and that's what we need, more disabled people on fire, ready to take over the world. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So, for you, Brianna, what is the hardest and best part about having CP for you?
The hardest part is not being able to join in conversations easily. It takes longer for me to type or say what I want to say. And by then the conversation has moved on. The best part is I get to inspire and educate other people about cerebral palsy.
I love that. Those are two great things. I'm sure that can be difficult and as well having to jump inside the conversations. So in that case, when you're in that situation, do you kind of just let the conversation go or do you still try to get in what you want to say? And how have you dealt with that? Okay, Anna, so what assisting devices or tools do you use to make your everyday life easier? That
So,
involves, getting ready or cooking or transportation, anything like that.
so I use my one, and then when it comes to being employed with a disability, I use my iPad to record every meeting that I'm on, and then I will focus on listening to what's happening in the meeting, and then go back and type what was said, like my notes and everything,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to type and listen on at the same time. There is a 100% chance that I'm going to miss something. No matter how hard I try.
Mm-hmm.
So I use my iPad a lot. I also wear an Apple Watch, which you might see right here, and that helps me. Like if I were to drop my phone on the floor and I needed to call for help, I can dial my mom or dad or whoever in the house, and they can come help me. I also use Amazon Alexa devices to turn on everything in my apartment, whether that be my mic or my tape or whatever it may be. And I also use Amazon Alexa. I have one by my bed, so if I were to turn over and drop to the floor at nighttime, if I sometimes fall off the bed by accident, I can have my Alexa device dial whoever. So those are some of my devices that I use.
I love that. So do you live in an apartment with somebody else or by yourself?
So my apartment is actually attached to my parents' house. It's kind of like a mother-in-law seat. You know.
Okay. And how long did it take you to be comfortable with being by? I mean, I still consider that being by yourself, even though they're close by, you're still doing a lot of things by yourself. So how
Right.
long did that take you to be comfortable with doing that?
So I have always been being alone in my area by myself, but never at nighttime. I have to be able to see out my window to know if I'm in danger or not. So like,
Uh-huh.
there has to be someone in the house itself at all times if
Mm-hmm.
possible. But if not, like I'm fine being in here by myself. I never had an issue with being in the room, but being in my apartment by myself. As long as somebody around, in the house or around the proximity of where I live.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, Brianna, you're ready for your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I try to get in the conversation, but some people aren't patient. So I learn a valuable skill to ignore the ignorance of people.
I love that. I think that that is a master skill to learn, and it's very difficult because ignorant people can be frustrating, and ignorant people can kind of rage emotions inside of yourself, and you need to it's like, whoa, like take on those. I just need to kind of put that to the side of, oh, they're ignorant. Some people you can educate, and some people, they just aren't educated. But there is a difference between people who are not educated and people who are just ignorant and refuse to learn. So I definitely feel for you on that one. Mm, okay, so and then let's go to you, Brianna, on assisting devices. So what other assisting devices do you use to make life easier for you?
I use this communication device to speak. Without it, I would be lost. I also have a wheelchair van and a shower chair.
Okay, great. Let's go to oh, we had a comment over here. Okay. Um How I roll. Exactly, Bree. We advocate by being ourselves. Yes. Kenneth, I agree. We need more people, disabled people who are inspiring, like Anna and me, who work with people with disabilities. I work on making respite services better for people with disabilities in the UK. Oh, that's super cool. Do you have a YouTube channel, Brianna? As I'm sure I've heard your name somewhere else. So, Brianna, do you have a YouTube channel or do you just Instagram? You have a YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have Brianna send me the link to your YouTube, and then I'll link it below on the bio. Okay. Also, you can go to her page, which her Instagram is right there on the screen. And she has her link on her Instagram page as well. Thank you, Kenneth, for joining us. I definitely believe, agree that we need more people with disabilities working behind the scenes with disabled people, right? There's too many people that have no idea. As much as they read and try to educate themselves, some people just don't understand the way that somebody who has lived through it understands. And unfortunately, we're still battling as disabled people to be accepted into society and to not be looked at as less than. So sometimes able-bodied people still feel like in their heads that they can do the job better than somebody with a disability can do. And a lot of times they don't want to accommodate for those things. And that can be a struggle, but to anybody who's fighting that, I say keep going. Fight despite the no's. Keep asking, keep advocating for yourself, keep demanding these accommodations, and eventually they will have to listen to us. We have to make our voices amplified. And right now I say this is the fight that we're all fighting, and we have to keep going, we have to keep pushing it. And I'm going to manifest it right now. It will come true. They will listen to us and they will give us our needs. And there will be more disabled people working behind the scenes. And we'll have more accessibility and more rules in place. And we won't feel disabled and trapped by society anymore. I claim that for our future. So right now we just have to fight that good fight for our fellow disabled people who are coming after us, right? Okay, let's see. What are our next ones? So what are some of your hobbies or interests, Anna?
So I am really into horseback riding. So I'm an adaptive horseback rider, and an adaptive born, but also I am lucky enough one of my best hounds has her very own horses. So I can go visit them. I don't ride them, but I'm welcome to go and visit them whenever I want. I also am really into digital design and drawing on my iPad, as well as video editing and marketing.
Okay, I love those things. Video editing is pretty difficult. What do you like about it?
I like creativity that you can bring into it. Like if you have an idea, if you work hard enough, you can record a video and then take it into the editing software and be like, okay, so here's the basis of it. How can I really make this video pop and really impress? Not impress, but really have fun with this type of video.
Yeah, definitely. And how long did it take you to learn how to edit your videos?
So, it took me about 5 years to get really confident in doing it, and I'm still one of those people who use iMovie because I find that if there's anybody watching this who wants to support a YouTube channel, I find that iMovie is the most accessible video editor out there. I use the Adobe Premiere, and I must say it is very hard mobility-wise with the so many buttons.
Okay,
So,
so it's the buttons that you have to keep switching between. Is that what makes it difficult?
yeah.
Okay, so and then how is the difference between like are they just like right there or how are the buttons on iMovie?
So iMovie, there's like only two key buttons that you have to press. Oh, and other than that, you don't have to press anything. You have to drag and drop. And that, to me, is way easier than you gotta hit this button and then this button and then this button, because I also
Yeah.
have visual impairment. So actually seeing what button is supposed to be is really difficult.
Okay, and then we have a question from How I Roll. He says, does your CP keep you from having private time to be alone with your thoughts? So Brianna, if you want to answer that too, on your device, if you want to type in your answer, feel free. But he's just asking if it keeps you from having those private thoughts and that alone time with yourself. What do
No,
you think, Anna? No?
it definitely does not, because
No.
I wake up in the morning and I have a routine, and once I'm head up, I'm head up. No one has to come in and interrupt me, and that I ask for some type of assistance. But I don't need somebody over me 24/7. I need somebody to be in the proximity of me in the other side of the house. So now I'm oftentimes alone in my area by myself and only ask for assistance when I need it. And I'm a very social person, so I don't mind people being around. So
Okay. Has that been your whole life?
yeah.
Okay.
I meet you where I want to be your friend right away.
I love that so much. So do you feel like, Anna, like at any time, did you struggle with your mental health? Like, did you struggle with that not being alone, or you've always been very outgoing and friendly for as long as you can remember?
So I always have been outgoing, but my mental health has definitely been impacted. Especially when people don't answer me. If I'm trying to be your friend and you talk to me, but say in a school building, like when I was in high school, and then when that bell rings, you disappear off the planet Earth. And then I see them hanging out with somebody else on social media. That made me really mad. But now that I'm 22, I don't really mind it. Do what you please. I have my own life, to live.
Yeah. It sucks going through those hard times, but I've always learned, like, when I'm feeling that way, that it makes me stronger in the long run. If you didn't go through that, you wouldn't be as strong-minded and not caring what people thought about you. So I think that that's really important. Okay, Brianna, you ready for your answer?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I make sure I prioritize my alone time.
That's super important, prioritizing your alone time. I feel like I even struggle with that, but sometimes you need to tell people, like, I need to be by myself, whether I want to watch TV, I want to draw, I want to meditate, whatever I want to do. Sometimes you really need that alone time. And I think some people avoid that alone time because they're worried about their own thoughts. Sometimes it's hard to just be stuck in your own feelings, and stuff like that. But I think it's definitely necessary. And I feel like every single person, whether you're able bodied or you have a disability, should practice those boundaries with their friends and their family and have that alone time and really just take that time to do something you love by yourself. It's so important, I feel, for your growth, for your mental health, for your sanity. Okay. And then, Brianna, what are some of your hobbies or interests?
Some of my interests are modeling, adaptive sports, sharing my life on Instagram, and being the best version of myself I can possibly be.
Yes, I love that, girl. You kill it at those things too. So I have a question about modeling. When did you know that you wanted to be a model? And what are some pros and cons with that? Have you struggled with it, or did it just make you more empowered? What was your kind of process with getting involved with modeling? And then Let's see. Okay, so Anna, what do you wish more people knew about CP?
I wish more people knew that not every not every person with EP will automatically have an intellectual disability right along with it, because that is really annoying, because my for multiple reasons. One is going to impact your ability to be considered for any type of employment. And two, people will doubt your ability to write your own path. My high school advisor wanted me to retake my AET, my 18,000 times to go to a university, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I have my own brand. Maybe one day I will. But and he was almost telling me not directly. You don't know what you're talking about, but you can tell when people doubt your
Mm-hmm.
intellectual disability. So I wish people didn't look at me and be like, "Oh, he's in a war for there's no doubt, there's no way he understands what I'm saying." Because there are sometimes where I'll be out and the person will talk to whoever I'm with, and that
Mm-hmm.
drives me insane. And I just butt in. I immediately start talking over that person.
Yeah, that's super empowering to do. Sometimes I find myself in such disbelief that I don't even respond, because they do it to me too. Sometimes I'll just talk to my boyfriend or just talk to my family member and ask them what I want, even at like a restaurant. Restaurants are super annoying too with it. For some reason, I do not know what those restaurant people think. They're just so frustrating with that. It's like, speak to me if I'm the one ordering and it's my food. And then if I wasn't able to respond back, then at that point, then my family member could take over. But I feel
Right.
like for them automatically to expect me not to understand is just so disrespectful. And I don't think that they even comprehend how disrespectful it is.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay, Brianna, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I became a model in 2018. I love it. I get to express myself without speaking. I modeled for Facebook, adaptive yoga, and an adaptive jewelry line.
That is super cool. I love that. I think it's sometimes we get trapped in society's belief of what is beautiful and what is unacceptable to be a model. And I doubted myself for a long time too, getting inside of that industry, because it's easy to look at these other people and feel less than yourselves. But I think it's so important to remember and to remind yourself that you're beautiful and that you deserve it and you're worth it just as much as anybody else is. And we have to feed ourselves this positivity. And I really feel like doing those pictures every single time. Usually, when I'm taking the pictures, I'm pretty nervous. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. But after I see the outcome of the content or the pictures that I take, then it makes me feel empowered again. And it makes me feel happy and whole. And seen too. Because sometimes you can feel so not seen with a disability. So I feel like it does make you feel seen a little bit more. Okay, and Brianna, what do you wish that more people knew about CP?
Cerebral palsy is often misunderstood, leading to myths and stereotypes that create stigma for those that live with the condition. One thing that more people should understand about cerebral palsy is that it is not a disease or an intellectual disability. It is a group of neurological conditions that affects movement, posture, or muscle tone. Each person's experience with cerebral palsy is unique, with varying degrees of severity and different challenges to overcome. It's important to recognize that individuals with cerebral palsy can lead fulfilling lives when given the appropriate accommodations.
Yes, girl, I love that answer. You killed it. I loved it. That is so important to know, and I hope all our viewers and watchers learned something today. I did, so we'll definitely have more people on with some more points of views that have CP as well. If you're one of those people that have CP and have doubted yourself or felt like you couldn't be on our show, then this is your moment. I'm speaking to you to give us a message and to let us know that you want to be on and that you want to talk more and that you want to educate our community, because that's what we need. We need more people willing and open to educate. It's not always the easiest, but it's necessary, and I feel like it's really rewarding. Anna, as a content creator, do you feel like creating is worth it? Or what would you say to somebody that is doubting themselves starting to become a content creator?
I would say it's definitely 100% worth your time and effort. And my tip number 2 is don't go into it worried about the number. The number will come to you in time. However, don't know it. I know how many people who I talk to was like, oh, I'm not getting that many followers as you had, or my content is really bad and no one's gonna follow me. Don't believe any of that, and don't consistently look at the number. And certainly don't go into it with the mindset that you're gonna make money right away, because that will ruin your ability to really know who you are and build an audience that want to follow you for you.
I totally agree. I'm going to say the question in the comment just so Brianna, you can answer. Glenda asked, what's one thing you want people to know about you? Brianna, while you're answering that, I'm going to finish the social media conversation really quick, and then you can answer, Anna. I definitely agree with you of not comparing yourself with the numbers and with what other people are doing, right? And you don't really realize that some of those people have been doing it for a while. They had low numbers in the beginning too. It doesn't come so easy to all these other people. You don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. And also remember that online, those numbers can look so much smaller than what they actually are, right? If you only have 300 followers and you're looking at somebody with 3,000 who's looking at somebody with 30,000, each person feels less than, right? But if you even have 3 people in front of you telling you, wow, your content changed my life. It made a difference today in my humor and how I enjoyed my day, in my positivity, and whatever the case may be, in my empowerment to live my life the best way that I can, and showing me a tip or a trick, that still matters. And it's still amazing, And so social media is a tricky game to play, but don't let it get into your head, definitely. Don't let it bring you down. Okay, so Anna, what's one thing that you want people to know about you?
Well, I want people to realize that I'm like one of you, no matter if I'm in a walker and I might have a mental impairment, that doesn't mean you can't approach me and I can't be a productive member of society. I can totally do that. And I just need a little help doing it. So please patient and willing to accommodate me, and if you don't know how to accommodate me, then you better start asking me how to. Tell you step by step.
Yes, I love that so much. So do you ever get offended by people asking you, or do you appreciate it?
I've been offended when people don't ask me and automatically start doing. The thing about my CP is if I were to fall down or trip or something because somebody was trying to help me without my permission, that is when I will break something and in a really bad permission. So, and you don't want to be that person that makes that happen. So please, you attend me when you automatically want to help, but when you ask me how can I best assist you, I'm gonna be so pleased that you did that.
I love that answer because oftentimes people will just like push you or just try to assist you or try to get something for you, and you're like, oh, can you not do that? You're kind of making it more difficult for me, you know, and like you don't want to be rude at the same time, but it's just invading people's space. So I would say to anybody out there listening, ask, ask, ask. That goes for anybody or anything, you know, and let them tell you how it's best. Really quick, I just want to say that Bree's in the chat. Hello, baby girl. Thank you so much for joining. She said, if I had to give 1, 2, it would be consistent. Be consistent and don't overthink. Just post the video and be unapologetically you. That is a great advice. Love you, girls. Love you too, babes. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Brianna, are you ready for your answer?
Yeah.
One thing I wish people to know about me is that I am just like any other 24-year-old. I just need more time to speak, or I may need help with certain tasks.
Yes, I love that. I am just like you. Treat me the same. Talk to me the same and be patient. I think that's a big lesson of the day as well. Be patient with people. Don't expect every single person to be on your page. And I think that goes for anybody in your life. Sometimes even family members, friends, sometimes you guys just aren't on the same page, and miscommunication can be such a hurdle to get over something, you know, and it happens often with able people and disabilities. So I would just say clarify, be patient, communication is everything. Okay. Yeah, I think that was all that we have for today. So I'm just going to shout out our sponsors, which is Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals. They are amazing companies and they help a lot with our supplies. They're great customer care services. They help fix our wheelchairs and they also help with our urology supplies. Any medical supplies, they do it all. They're the ones to go to. So they're super amazing. We appreciate them. And our other sponsor is, honestly, I don't know if Fieldum is sponsoring this month or not. I say Fieldum, I'm not too sure, but they're amazing bag companies. So even if they're not sponsoring us, go check them out. I want to say our new shows coming up every Tuesday. The guys are back on, Sean, Tom, and Bobby, with the new show at 3:30 p.m. PST time. Tom is back on Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays with his gaming shows. Just stay tuned with that. Have your notifications on. And Bobby are on Thursday, the other Thursday, with their Rolling Over the Hill show. So go and check that out. And then I'm on the opposite Thursdays with New Women Disability Show. And I think those are all our shows. Make sure to check us out. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share your videos. Girls, feel free to go ahead and use these videos as well. And I think that's all. Thank you so much for joining us, and live for all.